Hi guys, so we're going to respond to this video, Who's Killing Who by Race and Gender, FPS Statistics by Thunderf00t. So I first saw this video like a few years ago and never actually got around to like make a response of it. And yeah, I decided that it was so off topic that I made this literally fully different channel to like just to talk about more political stuff. So yeah, we're going to run through everything. I will first recommend you to like watch everything and then yeah, then watch the rest of my video. Also sorry for my pretty my voice, but yeah, basically just go watch the video first and then continue and go back to this one. Hi again. I think yeah, I probably you probably like watch the entire video now. And if you didn't, what are you doing? Go watch that video, please. Yeah. It has some pretty insane points, so yeah. I made this document. You can't really see it, but it is. Yeah, it is in the description probably, and yeah, it has like basically everything like debunking this video. So yeah, like most of these points that I'm going to make is basically just that document, plus like the actual parts of the video. Yeah. But like it would be also pretty good to like watch that document to like actually see a better explained way of like what I'm doing, or like or like what I'm trying to say. Anyways, let's go through like the start.
So recently, BuzzFeed had this article entitled 37 Things White People Must Stop Ruining in 2018. Well, no racism there. And it was followed a few days later by a sort of unauthorized post called 37 Things Black People Must Stop Ruining in 2018, which was only taken down after a few hours. Thankfully, due to the joys of the internet, that's still available on the Wayback Machine. Now what?
Alright. So Thunderf00t starts with two articles by BuzzFeed that criticize white and black people. And he seems to imply, like right off the bat, that it is somehow like weird and like some form of black privilege or something like that, I guess. That the black one got taken down after a few hours. Which, yeah, kind of fits into the no, white cishet men are oppressed narrative that many people on the right try to push. Yeah, just kinda to note that. Also, that was not even the reason of why it got deleted. Let's look at the actual reason of why it got deleted. You're going to see this in a few seconds. Let's continue.
This graph and was instantly suspicious, mainly because some of the plots are just plotting up things that aren't interesting. Which, if you're really interested in the racial bias in something like this, then you really need to balance it by the actual population of the races, which is
Alright. So yeah, basically was that graph that you may have seen like just barely a bit before that it got deleted. So let's go back. As you may see, this is like the graph that slash like statistics thingy. Yeah, we'll just call it graph since I don't really care, like, about how you call it. I'm not even like a native English speaker, so yeah, why care? You're still going to understand me anyways. So, yeah, we're going to see the legitimacy of like this in a few minutes. But yeah, just kind of memorize what is, you know, like just kind of memorize this graph for a moment. Yeah, it was basically the thing that yeah got the article deleted, not like nothing like some black privilege or something like that, which is what Thunderfoot seems like imply or something, I guess. Also, just barely before I pass, he said of the races, which is an extremely dead giveaway that he is racist as fuck. Yeah, nothing to say about that. Just kind of a mask off, honestly. And yeah, nothing to say really. Just kind of funny to note.
Actual population of the races, which is something that isn't done in this plot. So, for instance, in an earlier video, Anita Sarkeesian claimed that Hollywood was racist because only 15% of the people in the films were black. Because she's found that Hollywood is horribly racist, with 75% of the people in the films being white, and only 12% black, and a mere token 5% Asian. Wow, you've really blown the lid off that racism, Anita. 75% white, therefore racism. That's it.
Alright. So Thunderfoot momentarily goes on about Anista Sarkeesian, which, by the way, if you didn't know, it was a feminist activist that um, triggered a massive alt-right wave from 2013 to 2016 or 17, known as Gamergate. Yeah, basically Thunderfoot is also one of those YouTubers like similar to The Amazing ATs or like TLDR or like Leafy or like some like that. Also like yeah, you get the point. And also, so basically, Thunderfoot's point was that she said that Hollywood is racist for only having 15% black people, which um, yeah. So let's introduce you to a concept. Now you may have heard of the word strawman before, or at least the strawman fallacy, which basically consists of replacing someone else's argument and in favor of another one, typically dumber and more easily stupid, and then debunking that argument, and yeah, claiming as if you won even though you didn't actually debunk the original argument. That is exactly what Thunderfoot did. Um, Anita never claimed that it was because of that. Her actual argument was about how those black people were like poorly done just to try to be accepted by progressives, not actually because of how they were underrepresented. Yeah, she may be a feminist, but like not stupid. So yeah, Thunderfoot then goes on to debunk that false argument that he made, that like probably just a misinterpretation of like what she actually said. but still, yeah, um, yeah, considers it as an address thing. Also, it is important to note that after this, and it isn't mentioned anymore on the rest of the video. I don't even know like why was she included on the video. Like this is this is not even about her. This is about like crime and ethnicity, not about like feminism or shit. Looking at many other videos by Thunderf00t, it reveals that he basically has an extremely weird obsession with her, which is similar to like all of those gamergate era YouTubers such as, as I said, the Amazing 80s or TLDR or Sargon of Akkad or even more. Just very weird, honestly, and doesn't seem very on topic. So, yeah.
Until you compare it to, say, the demographics of America, where you find it's about 75% white people, 12% black people, and a mere 5% Asian. That is, Hollywood is an almost perfect reflection of the demographics of America. That is, it is unbelievably non-discriminating. Complaining that Hollywood is 75% white is like getting offended that Bollywood is 99% Indian. Okay, so you got that unless you factor in the demographics, and that's just something that isn't done in this plot, then you're really not looking at what's interesting, because of course the average white guy is expected to kill less black people because they're only 15% of the population. Thankfully, there is a link to the original data. So, back up, Dorothy.
Alright. Sorry for stopping like in the middle of an argument, but yeah. He finally pinpointed the 20 the source, which is the 2013 FBI crime report. By the FBI, the agency that literally made a huge intel program just to oppress black people in the 70s. COINTELPRO, I think is how you spell it. Yeah, um, yeah, this is not some top secret shit or something like that. This is literally, like known by everyone, basically. Like, probably even like a seventh grader can probably understand what COINTELPRO was. So um, it is a so that basically removes like any possibility that Thunderfoot may like just doesn't know about that. I I literally cannot conceivably actually believe that someone is actually that stupid and that like disconnected from history. And throughout the video, he seems to imply that the FBI is like an actually absolutely legitimate source, which at least for at least for this thing, it really isn't. The FBI has some pretty good reasons to like why should they lie. As I said, like they were literally involved in un- anti-black rights intel programs. So very unbiased, honestly, absolutely. Also, this is what Black Lives Matter is protesting thingy is, yeah. Basically, Thunderfoot also missed the entire point of BLM. That is, BLM is not about like who is killing who. It isn't about that. It is about like a justice system that does not arrest or prosecute whites in an obvious situation where a crime has been committed. For example, like Trayvon Martin was stalked and killed. A month went by before like anyone arrested anyone. Like this happened even although like no one is allowed to like pursue another person on that night. Also like a mouth artery, I think that's how you spell that, was also shot and killed while jogging, I guess. I misspelled that absolutely, but sorry. Also the killers admitted that they did not know him or like what he did to the police right there in the scene, and no arrest was made. Um, yeah. Also, like more recently, George Floyd, that also like was choked to death by the police, and yeah, it took weeks to make an arrest. BLM is about that, not about like your extremely biased like cherry pick stats, and it generally showcases like how disingenuous right wing YouTubers are like when trying to get educated on like or like when trying to educate about like what what progressive movements are for. Yeah. So anyways, also let's continue and yeah.
Kill less black people because they're only 15% of the population. Thankfully, there is a link to the original data. So, buckle up, Dorothy. You're about to learn who's killing who in America and if there are any racial or sexual biases. Now, it's got to be said, this is just a straight up look at the numbers, beyond some obvious logistical issues. I'm not going to touch on why these numbers are the way they are. Nonetheless, it's still really quite interesting when you get into it. So, firstly, let's look at the overall total numbers. If all things.
Alright. So Thunderfall makes a disclaimer that he's just looking at the numbers and yeah. And he also states that conveniently he will not talk about like why the numbers are why they are. Since if he does, then he will have to admit that it is indeed not because like black people are savages or something, but because yeah, they were oppressed for hundreds of years, and turns out like poor people do more crime since basically being poor is criminalized. And yeah, obviously he could never talk about that since he basically has already like a pre-made up conclusion that black people bad, and therefore like there's absolutely no way that can be wrong or anything. To quote a commenter known as Super HRR on 991, which was a commenter on the video, um, usual factor in poverty, sir. But yeah, as I said, Thunderfoot doesn't care because he has a pre-made conclusion that black people bad and will just look out for anything that may suit his goal. So yeah. Anyways, let's continue by a bit more.
The average black person should have the same murder rate as the average white person. So you would 15% and 15% are others, whilst in reality, white folks commit about 48% of the murders in America, while African Americans commit murder at almost 3 times the rate of their white counterparts. And other is actually remarkably underrepresented. They should commit about 15% of the murders, but only commit about 5%.
Also, like, Thunderf00t and all his sorts of claims are also overall ignorant of, like, innocent white and black people and their lack of connection with the murderers. To quote another commenter, PVNR, assuming that each murder had a different perpetrator in 2018, there were a total of 16,000 murderers. By the way, it was 2018 since that was the year this video was released. Um, this means that over 337 million people did not commit murders. My point is, whites and blacks, etc., did not commit murders. Murderers committed murders. To link law-abiding individuals to murderers because they share the same race is both racist and idiotic. No one is more likely to murder because of their race. On the internet, when I see someone called educated people ignorantly promoting and linking by race instead of by the crime or psychology, it's scary because these allegedly educated people and their racist thinking end up injurious. Yeah. AKA in a nutshell, Thunderfoot is basically mixing oil and water. It is simply not an actual good way of separating murderers or anything at all. So yeah, let's continue.
But only commit about 5%. So let's say if white people were equal opportunity murderers, their murder victims would reflect the racial profile of America. That is, they would be 70% white, 15% African American, and 15% other. Whereas what's actually found is the victims of white murderers, 90% of them are white, meaning that white people actually have a preference for killing each other, and they do that at the exclusion of minorities. So you would expect about 50% of the murder victims to be African Americans, whereas in reality, it's only about 7%.
Again, this is not like what most people will actually claim, you know. The problem is that is like how important those that most likely kill black people are, which is, for example, the police that yeah, is far more prone to killing black people and also for even more pettier reasons than for white people. Yeah. Something 1312. Now I will skip a part of the video since he's basically just presenting these different stats that are basically the same, that yeah, all fell into the conclusion that he has in his mind that black people bad, white people good, and yeah. I will bore you since I have already debunked all of those statistics. Since, yeah, as I said, they were recompiled by an extremely biased organization slash agency, I mean. Um, and also, like, extremely taken out of context.
If you combine the murder rate for the African Americans, it's about 5 times that of their white counterparts, along with the fact that there is a 5-fold preference for African Americans to kill African Americans. And from that, it would appear clear if your primary concern is that Black Lives Matter, that should be your area of focus. So,
Alright, again, basically something 1350, haha, black people owned. Oh, and also, yeah, again, misrepresenting all of PLM again. Yeah, um, I'm not going to bore you with that again, since, yeah, as I said, I have already covered that too. Like, bro, please.
In simple macroscopic numbers, if you randomly take a white murderer, there is a 90% chance that he killed a white guy. Whereas if you have a black murderer, there is about an 80% chance that he killed a black guy, even though black people only make up about 15% of the population. Nonetheless, if it's simply the lives you want to protect, these should be your priority, in that African Americans in sheer numbers kill about 10 times as many African Americans as white people. The stats of sex and murder are also really quite interesting, principally because, unlike with a race, there is no significant gender separation across America. So let's do it by race first. So if a murderer showed no sexual preference, then about 50% of their murder victims should be male and 50% female. While for white folks, they actually show a preference for killing men, with about 63% of their victims being male and about 37% being female. With African Americans, however, they actually show an even greater preference for killing men, with 77% of their victims being male and about 23% being female.
Alright, so yeah, he also goes on that men are killed more than women and usually more affected. Again, the stats lie by omission, since many cases that could change the end results are ignored or swept under the rug. Again, also like made by an organization that is kind of biased, Um, and even then, it also dismisses why does that happen. I mean, it also has to be contextualized of like why it isn't the same if like I don't know, I kill a person because yeah, I don't know, to like steal all of his money and also fuck him. And if I kill a person because that person like tried to I don't know, like sequestrate me and rape me or something, that is not the same, and yeah, it is it is pretty disingenuous to think so. So yeah, for example, in France, 68% of all female to male kills are on self-defense against abuse. Wow, such horrible feminist act that they are protecting themselves from domestic abuse. Again, like he will absolutely never put this into context or like even tell that. Since yeah, he's also not only racist but like also pretty freaking misogynist, as you might have noticed by like the 50 videos that he has about Anita Sarkeesian, and yeah, far more. So yeah, um, that is a double one. Not only he's racist, but he also is a misogynist. Crazy. Also, as I said, all of my sources are in the description. Yeah.
But what we find is fascinating. Men actually have a preference for killing men, at about 70% for men and 30% for women. But this is the really interesting. For women, it's almost exactly the same. They've just a slightly higher preference for killing men, with about 74% of the murder victims of women being men and 26% being female.
Again, I debunked this, so yeah, I'm not going to go over that again. Like, just go back to on the video or like just read the document and you'll see like a much more coherent and yeah, much more understandable like debunk of the video
That
since
being said,
yeah, I have extremely little to know you know voice skills. Um, yeah, I am extremely shy and have like level 50 anxiety. So yeah, if you want to like actually learn more about the topic, yeah, just read the document. And lastly, basically the video finishes here. Like the rest is basically just the outro. Um, the top comment. Wait a moment. Also, as you may see here, argue that he never said anything except for the stats and numbers, which yeah is and yeah like does it is absolutely completely 0% like emotions, 100% facts or something like that. I don't know. Reminds me of that one Ben Shapiro quote. Yeah. To which I can respond, for example, yeah. Imagine if I made a video which basically was just about how doxing people is good and like stealing their addresses is good and why and why is it like morally good. mean I mean it is a hypothetical video. I will never do that, by the way. And also at the end I said, by the way, here's Thunderfoot's IP address. Yeah. Did I ask you to dock him at any moment on the video? No. Did Does literally every person ever like understand that I basically would have told you on that video, in that hypothetical video, that I basically just asked you to dock him? Yes. Because yes, you can imply something without actually saying the thing. It is not required to actually say, yeah, this is why black people bad. Um, yeah, they are functionally the same in both cases. Um, if like, if yeah, functionally the same. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, both want to lead you to the same thing, to like the same conclusions. And yeah, just it's just that one is a bit more obvious than the other. So yeah, in a nutshell, this entire video is based on bias and cherry pick stats by biased people, such as the FBI, literally like, the propaganda slash like counterintelligence slash basically domestic terrorist like agency of the United States, strawmanning, also a bit of victim complex, and a massive fuck ton of racism and sexism. So yeah, that is basically what you can take away from all of this, from like this like 40-minute rant, I think. Something in the ballpark of that, I think. Well, actually, like 33 minutes or something like that. But still, yeah, all the sources are in the description, and maybe if you like this, or like you are maybe interested by this kind of content, I will strongly recommend you to subscribe, since I have a few ideas on like what YouTubers I can do next, or like what videos can I debunk with facts and logic, which are, well, quite needed in this political landscape. And yeah, I guess see you guys tomorrow. Bye.